Welcome back to another recap of the Misadventures of Tron Bonne. This time, we're covering sessions 8, 9, and 10. How did it go? Yeah, it was a struggle bus. But there was a nice resolution. Have a seat and get ready to hear about some big wins, brutal minigames, and finally taking down the dreaded Ruins boss. Let's get into it. First up, I wrapped up the last 2 rounds of the Primiki Harbor container puzzles. These were some of the most satisfying yet. Round 8 had a sneaky gimmick where only one container actually needed to use the conveyor belt. It was a small detail that totally changed how I had to approach the puzzle. Round 9 ramped things up with opposing conveyor belts, forcing me to rethink the order of my moves. I had an aha moment when I realized I needed to block one conveyor with a container before moving it to its final position. Figuring that out felt amazing. For my efforts, 420,000 zenny, plus another 105,000 from the bonus containers. Worth it. After that, I went all in on Servbot attack training with the bomb throwing minigame. This one was tough because the last round is partially RNG based. Some targets are worth more than others, and if they don't respawn in time, you can literally lose just because of bad luck. But I gritted my teeth and maxed out several Servbot's attack stats. And I also discovered number 22's ramming skill. Figuring out where to stand to hit 2 targets every time was incredibly helpful with all of this. It sounds simple, but because of the way perspective and vanishing points work, you do have to think about it a little. With my Servbot stronger, it was time to hit the ruins again. My main goal? Find the Gatling gun parts. Now, I thought I'd also be able to increase my Servbot's brain stats by searching for 5 treasure holes, but I must have done something wrong, because I swear I searched 5 and nothing happened. At least my Servbots absolutely demolished enemies this time. Way better than my first attempts. For my trouble, I got over 516,000 zenny, plus the Gatling gun parts. After that, I tackled Mission 3, Dig Out Level 3, a classic dungeon exploring stage. This one had some fun story moments. Pearl, who's usually obsessed with treasure, actually got saved by Dance, and she was so grateful that she gave me the room key to the big refractor chamber. Then it was boss time. The fight itself? Kind of annoying, because it's in first person, and you have to turn using L1 and R1. Strafing felt slow, and dodging was awkward, but I powered through it. The trick was just to sick my Servbots on it, while making sure they didn't get set on fire. Victory got me another 500,000 zenny and the Hyper Drill, a nice reward for an otherwise frustrating fight. Before I could take on the Ruins boss, I needed to do some final Servbot training, and that meant the dreaded speed minigame. Ugh, this was worse than the attack minigame. The problem? It's pure reflexes. No RNG, no strategy, just pressing the right button combos as fast as possible, and if you mess up, you can't really rewind to an optimal spot, because every split second counts. I don't want this to turn into an "I'm old and my reflexes are bad" rant, but my reflexes really aren't that good, and it takes quite a bit of precision to max out speed in the final round. The only good thing was that I unlocked some Servbot's special talents by leveling them up, but I'd rather never do that minigame again. Oh, and one random thing. I discovered that Poetry Servbot gives leveling hints in poem form. That was a fun surprise. One of his hints led me to unlocking rapid fire on a Servbot, which should come in handy. Finally, it was time for the Ruins boss rematch. And you know what? It was still awful. I went in with a Gatling gun, thinking it would be my best bet. Turns out, wrong weapon. The bazooka is actually better. But even then, the real trick was having my Servbots jump into the nose holes of the boss, which forced it to open its mouth, leaving it vulnerable. I completely missed that mechanic in my first attempt. Even though I used the wrong weapon, I still won. It just took longer than it would have with the bazooka. Maybe the extra Servbot speed training actually helped after all? Either way, I'll take the win. The worst part of the game is done. With the Ruins boss finally defeated, I can officially move forward. Next time, I'll be tackling the last pig farming levels, the final container puzzle set, and then the payback mission. Before I go, I still have a little more Servbot grinding to do. I'm not leveling up all 40 of them, just enough to make sure I have a solid team. I already know who will get too lazy, so I'll deal with that when the time comes. Better off just torturing the painting Servbot. I'm so excited to see what's next, especially now that I'm past the worst parts of the game. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.